On Star News Network, what's been going on in San Marcos? We have the latest updates. Tom Alter tells us his next steps following his termination. And we hear how responsible actions you take now will affect the future of Texas State University and our city. Plus, we recognize the power of unity this Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Celebrate the people who laid the foundations of San Marcos and the animals that help it thrive. See how homecoming fans celebrated the week away, only for a disappointing game to close it out. But don't forget about the victories we made along the way. All this and more on this spooky edition of Star News Network.
What's up, Bobcats? Thanks for tuning in to Star News Network. I'm Jonathan Adame.
And I'm Talia Bernstein. Today we've got a number of stories for y'all. But first, how have you been, Jonathan?
I've been alright. It would be better if we could win a football game, though. Apparently, the third time is not the charm.
Yeah, it's been some tough conference play for the Bobcats lately.
Yeah, I mean, Arkansas State, Troy, Marshall.
But hey, we have a game tonight, right?
Yes, we are playing JMU, and I'm crossing my fingers we can pull it off.
Well, hey, here's some good news. Soccer and volleyball both secured a win this month. And if you all stay tuned, we'll have some game recaps for you later in the show.
We also have updates on the firing of Tom Alter, a former history professor who's made national news this semester. His termination has raised debate around academic freedom at public universities. Here's a closer look. Associate History Professor Dr. Thomas Alter was officially terminated by Texas State University's administration on October 1st. After a month-long dispute in the letter of termination provided to the Star by Alter, Kelly Damphouse wrote that Alter's comments made in an online conference, quote, calls into question his neutrality as an educator to engage in truth, seeking and educating, not indoctrination. However, this decision faced backlash from Alter and other academics across the country.
Where now Texas State, due to the actions of President Dampus, has severely tarnished the academic reputation, especially concerning due process, tenure, and academic freedom at Texas State.
Alter was first terminated on September 10th after a video circulated about his comments made during a revolutionary socialism conference. The issue was taken to court, and District Judge Elisa Key issued a temporary restraining order to block Alter's termination. Since Alter was a tenured professor, Judge Key ruled that Alter couldn't be fired until an official due process hearing could be held on October 6th. After review of his case, Alter was given his official termination notice on Monday, October 13th. Students have taken to the Stallions nearly every week, protesting whether this was violating academic freedom.
History professor for a second time! Shame! 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 Shame!
He's asking for reinstatement, back pay, and a declaration from Dampus that he violated Alter's right to due process and free speech. This is a continuing story. We will inform you as updates become available.
There's been an increasing amount of state and national government oversight in universities. But let's see what our local government is doing. San Marcos residents will be able to vote on a series of ballot measures from the city. Reporter James Phillips has the story.
I'm standing here in front of the Hays County Election Center, one of the many voting centers across San Marcos, where on November 4th, residents will come to vote for officials and propositions from both state and local authorities. The city has introduced a number of propositions regarding city charter modernization and changes to how petitions will work. San Marcos City Council approved the propositions from the Citizen-led Charter Review Commission at its June 3rd meeting. Looking at some of the changes approved by Council, Proposition G would extend the deadline for citizen referendums, where residents collect signatures to force a public vote on local laws.
What we had was 30 days, and because we have had a couple of cases where people tried and that didn't work for them, that's why we decided to go to give them 90 days.
Also up for consideration, Prop H would give the city clerk an extra 15 days to validate petition signatures. Propositions, while expanding the democratic process, concern some experts, such as Dr. Miha Vindes.
Right now, if you're an investor and you know there's a petition, well, first, it's not 1 month, but 3-month wait period to see whether or not they get enough signatures, and then starting a policy process.
Keep in mind, however, these are only a few of the many items on the ballot this year, so make sure to review all the propositions before voting. For more information, residents can visit the City of San Marcos elections page. For Star News Network, I'm James Phillips.
Thanks, James. And be sure to remember to vote. Vote, Bobcats, because Election Day is November 4th.
Nothing is scarier than people not voting for what and who they believe in. But you know what else is scary? The water levels of the San Marcos River. Here's Maci and Gambrell with a story on Texas State's water use.
Texas State University works to conserve water use with the increasing number of students on campus as Stage 3 drought restrictions surge.
What I have noticed is, like, with the increased student enrollment, the university is starting to buck up or bump up against the cap on groundwater production from the Edwards Aquifer. And then because of that, I'm seeing more focus on the university on water conservation and then looking for alternatives.
The Texas State campus uses approximately 1 million gallons of water a day, and much of this is used by freshmen living on campus. This leads to concern as the freshman enrollment spiked this fall, with almost 2,000 more students compared to last year.
Texas State Utilities aims to fight the concern over rising water use that could potentially affect the flow to the school's iconic river.
Texas State Utilities is working to conserve water by installing equipment in new buildings around campus to monitor and limit water use. These efforts extend in systems from irrigation all the way to air conditioning.
We're growing, but we're getting more efficient, so hopefully that balances out and we find a way to reduce.
This is also in preparation for a Stage 5 drought that might be coming, Andy Chamberlain says. While we aren't in that extreme of a drought yet, Chamberlain aims to limit the university's water use permanently.
And so we dipped into Stage 5 last year. It was only for a short amount of time, but what I'm trying to do is work towards we could always meet that 44% reduction standard. That's kind of the goal.
I'm Maci Gambrell, reporting for Star News Network.
Thanks, Maci. I'm glad we are working on these improvements. It seems like those will greatly benefit our community.
I really love our community and all of the people in it. But you know what sends shivers up my spine? Pedestrians walking right through traffic. I can't tell you how many times I've almost gotten hit by a car downtown.
Yeah, I am so sorry about that, by the way.
Yeah, my shoulder still hurts, man. We're only joking. But in all seriousness, it's Pedestrian Safety Month, and with Halloween creeping up, here's Andrea Martinez with a breakdown of the do's and don'ts of walking and partying smart.
October marks the beginning of fall and the Halloween season. Many Texas State students are excited for the festivities to come. However, October isn't only about carving pumpkins and scary costumes. October also marks the beginning of Pedestrian Safety Month.
Firefighter Josh Easel talks about what qualities he finds helpful in ensuring pedestrian safety in San Marcos.
I mean, just being aware of what pedestrians are doing at any moment. So crossing the street, stuff like that. Just being safely walking down the street, looking left and right when crossing the street.
First responders aren't the only ones taking initiative for pedestrian safety. Texas State students recently gathered for the annual Campus Safety Walk. Sponsored by the University Police Department and student government, this 3-year-old tradition gives students the opportunity to document areas on campus that are in need of repair, improvement, or replacement. such as damaged lights, cracked roads, and other potential safety hazards. The areas of concern that are found are then submitted to the university for further action. Halloween is one of the most anticipated times for college students. As students prepare for parties and large gatherings, here are some things to look out for according to the San Marcos Fire Department.
Out of the most obvious, like bonfires or maybe more electronics being used to overpower units that may cause fires or heating up stuff, nothing too out of the unusual.
Along with these fire risks, be sure to stay cautious in high traffic areas like the square and downtown San Marcos. Whatever celebrations are happening, San Marcos and Texas State first responders are working hard to ensure that all roads are safe year-round.
With Star News Network, I'm Andrea Martinez.
Thanks, Andrea. That's especially good to know with Halloween just around the corner.
That's for sure. Coming up, we'll have what's new in life and arts in San Marcos and Texas State. We're going to take a quick break, but stay tuned. Hey again, Bobcats. Thanks for joining us in our special October edition of Life and Arts. While October marks the start of spooky season, it also marks Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
That's right. And our Bobcat community has rallied together to raise money and show their support for people affected by breast cancer. Here's Carlene Ota with the story.
I'm here at Pocket Park, where Tanger Outlets is hosting its annual Fall Fest and Pinktober activation. It's one of the many events that those in San Marcos can support Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which happens every October. Tanger Outlets relaunched its annual Fall Fest with Pinktober activation on October 11th. Marketing Director for Tanger Outlets San Marcos, Jarrett Metters, says it partnered with the Breast Cancer Research Foundation to raise money for research and programs.
Well, it's a national partnership that we've held for over 30 years now, and we've collected quite a bit of millions of dollars through our partnership. So we're just looking to continue to raise that bar, collect more money, and really find a cure for it.
Texas State organizations also raise awareness through hosting pop-up booths on campus. Vice President of Philanthropy for Sigma Lambda Gamma, Evelyn Orozco, says people can pay to donate to the Susan G. Komen Foundation and to pie her organization's members.
It gets kind of fun, like we're trying to bring people up to our tent, so we're just going up to them, trying to start conversation, get them interested on breast cancer, and see, giving them a fun way to support.
This month supports those affected by breast cancer. It reminds people to prioritize the health of women in their lives by encouraging regular screenings and preventive care. I'm Carlene Ota, reporting for Star News Network.
Thank you, Carlene. Wow, we've been seeing a lot of pink this month.
Yeah, but remember, it's not about the color, it's about the cause.
Of course. You know, Native American Heritage Month is coming up in November too.
Yeah, and San Marcos has already started to celebrate it. Here's reporter Rhiannon Claw to tell us more about the Sacred Springs Pow-Wow.
The San Marcos River is the lifeblood of our community, and it flows through many areas around Texas State. But the water here holds a special meaning to Native tribes. Here at the Meadows Center, the Indigenous Cultures Institute is hosting their 15th annual Sacred Springs Pow-Wow.
Over 7,000 people come to the powwow to express their cultural identity with crafts, music, and dancing. Events like these are key to keeping Native traditions alive, especially the opening blessing and prayer. The Maya Congarza band asked permission from the earth to use the site and seek guidance from their ancestors.
So on the altar that we have right there, the altar, we want to make sure that we have our 4 elements on there. So we have some water from these very springs, some fire there represented by some people burning some sage or copal, earth elements there as well. Air represented by the tecocoli or the conch shell that we blew into to honor the 7 directions. That's how I was taught by my elders. So to be here, standing here openly, asking for anyone to be able to join us, it was very meaningful because these ceremonies were illegal at some points.
Dr. Mario Garza explains what the Pow-Wow means to the local Coatlicán people of Central Texas and Mexico.
There's a mural called the Juan Chapman panel, and it shows us coming out into this world from the underworld at these springs. That more people are informed about our creation story, more people are informed about our history, our relationship to the springs here. It's our most sacred site.
Year-round, the Indigenous Culture Institute is dedicated to preserving the legacy of the Coatlicán through lectures, performances, and repatriation to rebury their ancestors. I'm Rhiannon Claw, reporting for Star News Network.
Those spiritual rituals were powerful. Thanks, Rhiannon, for showing us. I love learning about their history since they have lived in the San Marcos area long before the university was here.
Yes, just like one of our native species, the monarch butterflies, who were the focus of the Discovery Center's recent Monarch Fest that educated the public about these valuable pollinators. Our reporter Carolina Estrada has more.
It's a beautiful morning here at the San Marcos Discovery Center, and with fall approaching, animals and insects are headed down south. The city is kicking off October with the Monarch Fest and Fall Native Plants Out. Behind me, attendees are learning the importance of migration, participating in a variety of fun activities, and visiting different booths.
Families got hands-on experience, learning and thinking like pollinators, leaving the event with the purchase of native plants to support pollinators at home. Organizers say activities and events like this one raise awareness, making a true impact.
And it's just so nice having the kids get an interactive experience with it, getting to actually see what the monarch butterflies are going through.
This event emphasized that monarch butterflies aren't just a symbol of fall. Discovery Center specialist Nikki Lake explained that wildlife butterflies and birds are more than just seasonal visitors. They're vital signals of our environment's health.
So we are all connected. So if insects like monarchs are doing bad, which, their population has declined by about 90% in the last, 12, 15 years, then there's something wrong with our ecosystem, right? And that's going to impact us in the long run.
She added that trees and plants aren't just scenic. They play an essential role, like absorbing carbon, filtering pollution, and cooling urban spaces. Wimberley resident Gabriel Gonzalez says helping pollinators can begin right in your backyard.
If you have a backyard and there's natural grasses, instead of cutting it down and throwing it away, maybe make a nice pile for insects to winterize and to have their eggs and for the next year.
Small choices like how you manage your yard waste can make a huge difference. With Star News Network, this is Carolina Estrada.
Thank you, Carolina. I had no idea that monarchs could inform us about the health of our ecosystem. Protect our VIPs.
Our what?
Our VIPs. Very important pollinators?
Yeah, okay. Monarchs display the fantastic orange and black colors of fall, but don't forget about maroon and gold.
That's right. Texas State alumni, students, and staff gathered to show their Bobcat pride with the university's longest-running tradition, homecoming. Texas State celebrated Homecoming Week earlier this month, October 6th through 11th, with a series of signature and community events leading up to the homecoming football game Saturday at UFCU Stadium. San Marcos campus festivities kicked off Monday night with Texas State's Got Talent in the LBJ Student Center Grand Ballroom. Students took to the stage to show off their singing, dancing, and other talents as they competed for the title of Best Overall Performer. Then the Bobcats put on their running gear to join Boco's Glow Run Tuesday evening at the West Sports Field, a 2-mile fun run featuring glow sticks, neon paint, and music blaring as runners crossed the finish line. Wednesday night, students gathered at the LBJ Student Center Mall for Boco's Homecoming Bash, an evening filled with attractions, games, music, and food for the Texas State community to enjoy. Crowds cheered as student organizations danced their hearts out in the Homecoming Spirit competition. The Spirit Parade took place Friday afternoon, followed by the Soapbox Derby, a cherished Texas State homecoming tradition since 1967. Students put their handmade boxcars to the test in a head-to-head race to the finish line. Homecoming spirit boards decorated by student orgs were displayed across campus throughout the week. as students competed for the Homecoming Spirit Stick. Other events included Rally at the Net, Alumni Gala, and the reveal of the Homecoming Royalty Court at the football game Saturday night.
Yeah, that was such a great week. Hey, what if next year I wore a GoPro and got in one of those boxcars? That video would be so cool.
You know that you have to make one of those cars to get to ride in them, right?
Oh. Then maybe I'm not the guy to do it then. How about we all helped and made a Star News Network boxcar?
Okay, Jonathan. Maybe next year.
Yes.
Coming up, we'll give you a recap on the latest volleyball, soccer, and football games. You won't want to miss it. Thanks for tuning back in. Now let's head over to our sports anchors, who have updates on our Bobcats' recent wins and a few disappointing losses.
Hey Bobcats, I'm Jack Van Arsdale.
And I'm Mitchell Brackley. You know, Texas State sports has definitely been through the ringer lately.
Especially football.
Oh man, don't even remind me. I love football, but this season's really tested my patience, man.
It really has. Week 6 of college football matched the Bobcats against the Arkansas State Red Wolves. The entire game was very close, but Arkansas secured the win.
Each team scored a touchdown in the first quarter and a field goal in the second, leaving it tied at halftime 10-10. But in the third quarter, both teams were struggling to put points on the board, leaving it scoreless. So the fourth quarter was a different story, with each team scoring 3 touchdowns each. For Texas State, 2 of these touchdowns were made by running back Lincoln Perry, who accumulated a total of 105 rushing yards for the night. Texas State quarterback Brad Jackson threw 230 passing yards and rushed for an additional 131. Bobcat safety Ryan Nolan made 9 tackles, along with a sack from safety Javis Minot.
Texas State then missed an extra point on their last drive, leading Arkansas State to a win, 31-30.
Though this was a tough loss for the Bobcats, Texas State kept their foot on the gas, gearing up for their homecoming match against the Troy Trojans. The Bobcats came in strong during the first quarter, building up a 21-point lead with quarterback Brad Jackson opening the score with an 8-yard rushing touchdown.
Running backs Greg Gambrell and Lincoln Perry were able to set the tone and grow the lead to 28-7. By halftime, Troy narrowed the score to 31-17. Later on, it tied it up 41-40 with a minute 13 on the clock.
The Bobcats managed to make a final drive and set up a potential game-winning field goal for kicker Tyler Robles. However, with 2 seconds left, the kick bounced off the goal post, sending the game to overtime. Troy scored and held off the Bobcats, ending the game 48-41.
Dang. Then in week 8, I know we were all thinking third time's a charm, but Texas State suffered another loss against Marshall. The Bobcats managed to maintain the lead a majority of the game, but lost the game 37-40. As Marshall scored a touchdown in the second overtime.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, let's just hope we're able to pull off a win against JMU tonight to break our losing streak.
I really, really hope so, for my sanity at least.
Luckily, football isn't our only sport. Texas State volleyball took on South Alabama in a series of games on October 9th and October 10th. The Bobcats battled the Jaguars and found themselves down with a 2-1 score to South Alabama, but quickly put it together and finished the match with a win. Bailey Hanner completed the game with 11 kills and 8 blocks, and Brooke Bentke with 16 digs, helping Texas State find the comeback for the night. The following evening, with a win under their belt, the Bobcats fought a vicious back-and-forth match, but fell to the Jaguars, finishing 2-3 with the 5th set deciding the game. During this match, Samantha Wunsch executed her 6th consecutive double-double with 17 kills and 15 digs, a team best.
As for Texas State soccer, they dominated the field against Southern Miss last weekend, winning 6-1. Midfielder Alexis Montgomery opened the score from a corner with a brilliant header. then another score by Kinley Bradley shortly after. Just before halftime, though, the Golden Eagles managed to get themselves on the board. The second half showed absolute dominance by the Bobcats as they went on to score 5 goals, including a brace by Alexis Montgomery and Jenny Gonkum. Midfielder Matsui Tetsui was also a key player in this game, providing 3 assists. The crowd was electrifying, providing a massive energy boost to the Bobcats, celebrating each goal with flares and even drums, courtesy of Boco's Army.
I'm really glad to see we are picking up some wins in some of our sports. But that'll be all we have for you, so back to the studio.
Hey, we ended on a win!
I told you! But be sure to check out the University Stars website tonight for game recaps. And you might just see a video of a game-winning touchdown from one of our reporters.
That is, if we win. Okay, when we win.
Yes.
That's all we have for you today, Bobcats. Don't forget to tune in next month for our November edition of Star News Network. Thank you for watching.